Once upon a time, two friends joined forces to bring you the best in horror entertainment. Brian from the north, Tim from the south, each bringing their own unique perspective to the horror community. Movie reviews, Blu-ray releases, beer pairings, games, and more. Welcome to your new home for horror. This is Civil Gore.
Hey there, everybody. This is the Civil Gore Podcast, and I just totally screwed up our intro, but we'll keep going with it. I am your host, Tim.
And this is Brian. So obviously, this is going to be one of those nights, I think, where this could be one for the ages. This is our part 2 of the dismemberment that never keeps going. It's a dismemberment to rememberment, I guess. Because we had to split it up. It was October. We knew it was going to be big, but I don't think we've ever had one this big.
This is huge. I mean, I think it's over 50 titles when you combine the first and second half. It's just crazy.
That's even with Maniac Cop getting shifted.
It was so big. That's why I screwed up the intro. I was like anticipating looking ahead. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, it's pretty huge. I guess we should like jump right into it, Brian, because we still got to record another full episode tonight.
Yeah, we got a lot going on tonight. So,
let's
go right into it.
All right, well, let's kick things off. These are the Blu-ray releases for October 19th. I'm going to take you all the way into Halloween with these last 2 weeks, and boy, do we have a bunch of discs. A lot of really good stuff too. I think the publishers have really been dumping stuff in October this year. Now, I will say one little caveat. This is kind of a weird programming note. Is when I got to October 26th, it looked like Vinegar Syndrome was posting a lot of discs for pre-order. And some of them were appeared to be reissues of limited edition runs they had done earlier that had come out in September. So I did not put those on the list because it looks like they're already out. I mean, some of them you could still get on Amazon, but they were listing the pre-order. So I don't know exactly what that's all about. I just left those out, but just bear in mind that Vinegar Syndrome is like putting out a lot of reissues in October. That we won't go into, but we got enough to go into without that. But those were titles that were previously released, so I don't think you're going to miss anything there. All right, so let's kick things off with release number 1 for October 19th. This is Universal Studios' Old 4K edition. This is, of course, from this year, the M. Night Shyamalan thriller, which unveils a chilling, mysterious new thriller about a family on a tropical holiday who discover that the secluded beach where they are relaxing for a few hours is somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their entire lives into a single day. And I definitely want to see this one. I've heard pretty good things about it, Brian. Have you heard any? I mean, most of my friends who have seen it really like this one.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard one bad thing about it, which is pretty good. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think I might already have it on pre-order. I know I'm going to order it anyway because I like all the M. Night Shyamalan movies. So
yeah, I've never been really down on him, to be quite honest. I think the worst movie, obviously, The Happening, and then the girl in the water or whatever, the lady in the water, I didn't care for. But other than that, I've actually liked all his movies, even the ones a lot of people don't particularly like. What was the one where they were The Village? I really liked that one.
The Village, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so
yeah, that was that. I think that was his last true one where he did like the really crazy twist endings, right?
Yeah, I think that was like his last like really classic twist ending. But
even though I have to say I saw that one coming because the whole movie reminded me of a Twilight Zone episode that I'd seen, so I kind of had a prediction. I don't know what was going to happen on that one.
And that's what's funny about those twist ending movies is if you catch on to it early on, you're not going to like the movie. And if it blindsides you, you're going to love the movie. So it's one of those things where that one, for some reason, it just completely blindsided me. So I really liked it more than a lot of other people did. Olivia, she catches every twist beforehand, so she doesn't like anything.
Yeah, I liked it, though, still, even though I knew what was coming, I think.
Yeah.
I still liked it.
All right, so Old has a pretty good selection of extras for a recent feature. Has some deleted scenes. Shyamalan Family Business. We look at what Knight's two daughters, Ashana and Salika, contributed to the film and how collaborating with family made filming outside Philadelphia still feel like home. All the Beach is a stage. Shooting a film in a wide open space is challenging because angles have to be created much like theater. Knight explains the significance of his camera movements, and the cast discuss the unique experience of filming without coverage. That's cool. Nightmares in Paradise. When making a film like Old, finding the right shooting location is everything. Hear the story of why Knight took the production to the Dominican Republic and how Mother Nature both challenged and helped the production. And then finally, A Family in the Moment. Gail Garcia Bernal, Vicky Creeps, Thomason McKenzie, and Alex Wolff recount one very special emotional night of filming that brought them closer than they ever imagined.
Yeah, the trailer for this was good too, but also this actually is a one that you could technically use for the horror challenge. If you want to double up, you can get the beach one and the 2021 objectives, actually.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't even think about this when I was picking mine, because I could have just waited and instead of watching that movie, The Sand. But although the Brooke Butler was in it, and she's always good in it, so at least I got to see him. I'm going through her filmography, I guess, because she was one of the only bright spots to that otherwise very odd movie. But next one we have is one that, of course, well, actually, as we record this, tomorrow is a big day for this franchise. It's the new Scream, the 2022 version. The trailer drops for it, but so, as you know, usually what a company will do before a new entry to the franchise, they usually release either like the first one in a special format or like the original, the franchise up to this point. In this case, they decided to just put Scream 4K, the 25th anniversary edition out in time for it. So it's from, of course, this original Scream was from 1996. And if for some reason you've been under a rock or haven't watched a horror movie ever, we'll go through the synopsis, of course. A teenage girl becomes the target of a killer who has stalked and killed one of her classmates. A tabloid news reporter is determined to uncover the truth, insisting that the man who raped and killed Campbell's mother 1 year earlier is the same man who is terrorizing her now. Campbell's boyfriend becomes the prime suspect. That's really poor, synopsis, actually, the way they...
I like how they listed the actress as the character's name.
And it's just, it kind of makes it sound like such a dull, I would have totally said, it's like this cutting edge horror for the time,
something.
Wes Craven returns to make it. I don't know. I just thought this was a poor synopsis, but anyway, so I own this already, but I may, because all these special features, might have to double dip on this one. So, of course, it's newly remastered in 4K, and they have a new featurette called The Bloody Legacy, Scream 25 Years Later. A look back at the film and director Wes Craven, featuring archival behind-the-scenes footage and new interviews with stars Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, as well as screenwriter Kevin Williamson and their directors, and other cast members from the new installment in the franchise, scheduled to premiere in theaters in 2022 from Paramount Pictures and Spyglass Media Group. So there's a little plug for the new movie in there. But that's kind of cool. It's got some new stuff. Legacy bonus content detailed below. It's an audio commentary by director Wes Craven and writer Kevin Williamson. There's a production featurette behind the scenes on the Scream set. Drew Barrymore, she just gets her own featurette.
Just by herself. You get Drew Barrymore. She comes with the package.
Yeah, she comes. She's so awesome. She will come visit your house every time you buy this movie. You know what? If anyone would, I could see her doing
She probably would, yeah.
She'd be like the one person I could totally see. She's like, you bought my Blu-ray. I'm coming to visit.
I know one time she had a Instagram Live popped up, so I clicked on it and she was having taco night and she was fixing tacos and it was charming.
And I bet you if you would have asked, she would have shipped you one.
I would just sit there and watched her make tacos. It was cool.
Yeah, I actually like her show. It's funny. Sometimes I keep it on the back because I watch the Channel 2 News in the morning. Sometimes if I don't turn it off, it just goes into her show, and her show's pretty fun, very energetic. And you can't help but not, you can't help but like her.
Yeah.
There's also a Q&A with cast and crew. What's your favorite scary movie? And why are people so fascinated by horror films? I don't know. We need to figure that out, especially since we do a horror podcast. Yeah. We need to watch that special to get the answers.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
All right, so release number 3 from Kino Lorber. Well, this is a feature that we featured last episode, The Silence of the Lambs 4K. We actually mentioned it on that episode.
Yeah.
Of course, from 1991. An FBI trainee enlists the help of an infamous serial killer to gain insight into the mind of another killer. Another grand synopsis there.
Yeah.
So this one has a couple of new features. Primarily a audio commentary by our resident film critic Tim Lucas.
Yes, Southern Gentleman Redneck.
Yeah, Tim Lucas is our basically our Joe Bob clone.
Yeah.
So that was on disc.
Tim Lucas says, check it out.
Yeah. Disc 1 is just a 4K Blu-ray with the audio commentary, and disc 2 is the audio commentary plus the following features: Inside the Labyrinth documentary, which is like an hour plus. Page to screen documentary, Understanding the Madness featurette, Scoring the Silence featurette, original 1991 making of featurette, Jonathan Demme and Jodie Foster interviews, deleted scenes, outtakes, Anthony Hopkins' phone message, which is odd, TV spots, theatrical trailer, Hannibal trailer, and another theatrical trailer. Again, I'm probably not gonna double dip on this only because I just got that nice Criterion version, and the only new extra on here is that audio commentary, which I'm sure is fantastic, but I'm not sure I'm gonna double dip on this one just for that.
Yeah, and I do know two features. So one, I did listen to the Anthony Hopkins phone message. It's pretty simple. He just goes like, "Good evening, Clarice. I guess you're out. I'll call you back later. My number is oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a phone here in prison." No, but I found out they are adding an additional feature, Tim. It's from Civil Gore Podcast. It's their Civil Gore theater reenactment of that classic scene where Clarice first meets Hannibal Lecter.
I've heard no feedback from our listeners, which is either a good sign or a terrible sign. I don't know.
Yeah. We've either lost every listener at once or they're just still in shock.
We don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
All right. Yeah, so that's it for mine.
Yeah, a special, speaking of, it's funny, we just mentioned Criterion sets. This is a new Criterion set for The Incredible Shrinking Man. Not The Incredible Shrinking Woman with Lily Tomlin, which Cone has my Blu-ray of that he ordered for me.
I love that movie when I was little.
Oh, that one? Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
Galaxy Glue and oh my god,
that one's due a rewatch. I have not seen that movie in decades.
Well, that's why I ordered it when they had it. Was like it was I don't know, was it Arrow? I don't know, one of their Scream, Shout Factory Select, one of those like sales. Cone and I went in together, and so that was the one I wanted him to add to it because I used to love that movie. I think I have it on DVD, but I wanted the Blu-ray. I still remember that my favorite part was the whole thing with Sydney, the ape.
Yes.
And now, like Mark Blankenfield, he's like, "Sydney in pain, Sydney heart hurt." It's like just that whole like,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know how many times I used to watch that movie when I was younger. It must have come on HBO all the time or something.
Oh, it was. Oh, it was one of those HBO like mainstays, and the other part with like when she's trying to scream and like the cleaning lady's like just dancing. She's like, "Pepsi!" Ah! She's screaming.
Oh my god, I've got to watch
classic.
that again. I've got to watch.
This might be the next one we chalk into the off-topic
yes.
Brian and Tim watch.
Oh
commentary.
my god, that'd be great.
But anyway, once again we went way off topic. This is The Incredible Shrinking Man. Many years before, 1957. And that's 6 months after being exposed to a mysterious radiation cloud, suburban everyman Scott Carey finds himself becoming smaller and smaller and smaller until he's left to fend for himself in a world where ordinary cats, mousetraps, and spiders pose a mortal threat. I think they do that for me no matter what. It says, all while grappling with a diminishing sense of himself. I never actually saw this one, but I kind of always wanted to.
I have seen this.
Especially because I watched The Incredible Shrinking Woman, so I was kind of fascinated with any of those.
Yeah.
The ones
I actually watched this one. It's been several years ago. I couldn't really tell you a whole lot about it, but I remember the effects being pretty cool for 1957.
Yeah, the trailer made it look pretty interesting. So this has a 4K restoration of the film with uncompressed mono-oral soundtrack. It's got a new audio commentary by feature genre film historian Tom Weaver and horror music expert David Schechter. So, of course, Tom Weaver we knew. He's the upbeat, nice guy. He likes to hang out at the beach and go to the Regal Beagle. He once invited 3 random guys he met at the beach to join him on the commentary. Those guys were Phil Sunburn Benson and Marty Martin and John Voight, the chiropractor, not the actor or dentist. So, yeah, that was a thing. And David Schechter, even though he's not technically a film historian, I did find out a little bit about him because I think he appeared on another one of our things and we kind of left him alone. But apparently he writes a really good blog entitled The Private Schechter. So, Right, guys got a lot of talent here.
Yeah.
So there's also a new program on the film special effects by experts Craig Barron and Ben Burt. Of course, Ben Burt, he's done a ton of amazing film effects. It says a new conversation between filmmaker Joe Dante and comedian and writer Dana Gould, who actually is a big horror guy too. He's one of those comedians that love horror, because remember he had that great segment that I warned you not to become, Tim, with your feuding Halloween decoration.
Yes.
Cul-de-sac there. That was that great thing in Halloween, Tales of Halloween, where he had the war with the guy across the street. There's also a tour on the campus, a Jack Arnold at Universal Director's Cut 2021. Interviews from 2016 with Richard Christian Matheson, novelist and screenwriter Richard Matheson's son.
Oh, I didn't know his son did novelist and
That's
screenwriter. Interesting.
yeah.
Cool.
So it says interview with director Jack Arnold from 1983, 8mm home cinema version from 1957. That's got to be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Trailer and teaser narrated by filmmaker Orson Welles, plus an essay by critic Jeffrey O'Brien. That's a packed
That's
disc.
a cool disc, actually.
Yeah. Criterion always kind of comes through.
Yeah, that could have been a potential pick of the week in another week.
Yeah, sure. I know. You know what? I'm looking at it, but I think the one we picked is pretty.
Yeah, this week was probably, to me, was a no-brainer, but we'll get to that soon. Release here coming up next is VCI's Night. Why is there always an ape movie in these dismemberments?
Every
lately,
month.
I keep wanting to say serial ape. I bring up serial apist. It seems like in every dismemberment.
We need to actually. The creators of The Big Bang Theory should have made an actual half-hour version of Serial Apist and released it.
I know, but this is not Serial Apist. Unfortunately, this is a double feature of Night of the Bloody Apes and Doctor of Doom from 1969. Female masked wrestler Lucy, who looks like the devil, beats the stuffing out of an opponent, a wrestling lady with a red costume like Catwoman. Catwoman does not have a red costume. Where are they getting it?
I don't. Yeah, and I've seen the scenes in this. I've watched the trailer for this. There's a lot of weird professional wrestling sequences synopsis? In this.
Lucy finally hurls her opponent from the squared circle.
Well, that's what they call it. That is the right term.
Okay.
The square, the ring, because they call it a ring. So the squared circle. It's just another.
I've never heard that terminology.
Oh yeah, no. Well, WWE used to say it all the time, And
okay. I'm learning something new every day. From the squared circle, it knocks her out cold.
Ooh yeah, Tim learning the lingo. Okay, so.
Although Lucy's cop boyfriend tries to convince her that it's all part of the show, Lucy can no longer handle the stress of wrestling. Meanwhile, a mad scientist, Dr. Krellman, attempts to cure his son's leukemia by doing the first ape-to-human heart transplant. He decides to put a gorilla's heart into the lad and orders his flunky to prepare the gorilla. This, of course, causes the boy to turn into a big, stinky man-ape. He becomes deformed and mutated as he sprouts excessive facial hair and takes on the characteristics of the organ's donor, who immediately goes on a bloody rampage, tearing clothes off women and faces off men.
So he's obviously going through that teenage years.
Yeah.
But why is it it's so weird? I got the trailer only for Night of the Bloody Ape, but Doctor of Doom doesn't exist.
They don't even list it in the synopsis. I don't know what's going on with Doctor of Doom.
Yeah, it's is it? I thought maybe it was an AKA, but I think it's a separate movie.
Maybe it is. I don't know. We got. I have to do my gorilla from the carnival guy. So we've talked about this before. There used to be, when we used to go to the fair, there used to be a thing where this woman turned into a gorilla. And the carnival worker outside, was when you went inside, it was a woman in a cage. And then they would do this really bad projection on top of her to make it look like she was growing hair. And then they would do a switch, and then a person in a gorilla suit would bust the cage open and scare all the people out of the tent.
That's awesome. Though.
Yeah, it was really cool. But the guy out front would be like, "Gorilla, gorilla, 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 go back 10,000 years."
Can you imagine that? If that guy, those barkers, how do they get so into it there? Do they ever get out of it? I wonder. Do they go everywhere and say that? They go to the drive-thru, give me a number one, a number one, a number one with a Coca-Cola.
I used to love the guy that was there used to be this guy that would do the clown dunk thing, the Dunkin' booth. and he would
yeah.
like talk trash to everybody that was coming by, and he would do this weird laugh that was so annoying. I mean, it was like he'd be like, "Yeah, you can't throw." Ha ha. Hey, yeah, you with your boyfriend over there. You think you got a good arm? Ha ha. And you do this.
What is it, like that one, the Simpsons guy?
Yeah, it was sort of like that, but it was like this annoying, like super annoying, just to like get people to spend money to dunk this guy. I mean, he was really good at what he did. Granted, but
that was like there was this I think it was I don't know, it was like it was kind of like a fair too. I don't know if it was our homecoming fair or was it one of those county fairs, but I remember they had the house of mirrors that they called the glass house, and I remember they used to have this kind of like song, and I'm like, come on down to the glass house, the glass house, the glass, and I'm like, are they trying to get you away or in? I don't understand, because like this is driving me insane. I don't want to go into this thing, but yeah, it's like it's so funny how back then that was like such a thing. You know, imagine like the modern theme parks did that nowadays.
Oh my God,
no one would buy that.
Oh my gosh! So I got so many stories of the fair at the carnival. I could just go for hours on end. But moving right along. All right, next one's up for. Oh wait, actually, does it? No extras on this one. So unfortunately,
the extra were us.
That was us
our tales,
being extra.
This one I think is new, right? The Film Detective. I don't remember that being a production. I want to say the Film Detective. Was that like a magazine or something?
I have no idea. Yeah, this is a new one, publisher wise.
Yeah, but this one's Frankenstein's Daughter from 1958. It says, Frankenstein's daughter is the new girl in school, and she's trying to make friends with all the kids in her class. Fortunately, she can't just invite her new classmates to come over with all those dug-up bodies and stolen brains lying around everywhere.
This one looked cool.
Not.
This one looked cool.
Yeah, this one did. I thought this was one of those ones that you saw, but I don't think you did see this one.
No,
yet, right?
I haven't seen this one.
Yeah. And then it's newly restored. It's got an audio commentary by nobody apparently. Just an audio commentary. Original featurette from the Ballyhoo Motion Picture Production. I always think of that like the what's that song like for us it was the Milford Plaza. It was the real song like come on and listen to the Lullaby of Broadway. But they did that for there was this Milford Plaza with this hotel in New York City. And they would use that song for it, and they went all the way to the Ballyhoo. And like, so it was just so stuck in my head. Cone will remember that because I think Cone sings it once in a while when a word from that whole that commercial like triggers. Because even though Cone grew up in New Jersey, you know, we pretty much got the same ads, you know, from New York, New Jersey. So there's also a full color booklet with an original essay and more.
And more.
So,
yeah. There's
and more. We don't know what the more is.
All right. So next one up. This is one I actually am dying to see. This is a.
Yeah, same here.
I did not know this was a Disney release. This is kind of weird. Okay.
I didn't either.
This is The Night House from last year, 2020. A widow begins to uncover her recently deceased husband's disturbing secrets. I've heard good things about this one. This does have one featurette, What Happens at the Lake House. Take a deep dive with director David Bruckner and the cast to unearth the secrets of the Night House. From the design of the mind-bending set to Rebecca Hall's haunted performance, witness how this chilling mystery was brought to life.
Well, she was good, so this is probably a solid movie.
Yeah, like I said, I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, same here. Next one is from Warner Archive, which is Mad Love from 1935. This one looked really weird. I can figure
it's
it out.
It's a Peter Lorre vehicle, Brian.
It is, and that's how he talks the whole trailer too. Dr. Gogol is a renowned surgeon who is obsessed with stage performer Yvonne Orlak. So much so that he actually goes to the theater every evening just to see her.
Stalker.
I know, yeah. Stalker. No. He is disappointed to learn from her that she is leaving the show to join her husband, famed pianist Stephen Orlak, on a much-delayed honeymoon. The Orlaks no sooner set off than they are involved in an accident where Stephen's hands are crushed. She begs Dr. Gogol to do anything to save her husband. He decides to graft new hands to replace those that are crushed and uses those from recently executed prisoner. Rollo, the knife thrower. Rollo. When Stephen regains the use of his hands, those around him find that he has also undergone a personality change and is now prone to violent fits of temper. He's also very good at knife throwing.
I did not know this story was this old, though. Like the old, hand transplant from a killer plot line was this old. This is 1935. I mean, it goes way back there.
Yeah.
But I like seeing
It's
Peter
pretty
Lorre.
good to learn. At least you got a cool skill out of it. Usually you just go around like with weird like crazy things. But this guy now he can knife throw.
Yeah, he can make a living off of that. You know what's kind of cool is like when I didn't know who Peter Lorre was except through the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Right, because he was gonna mention.
You remember? Because they always used to have the celebrities, like the old timey celebrities. So I knew Peter Lorre through the Bugs Bunny cartoons. I didn't realize he was a real person for like many years later. Like, oh, that's who they were making fun of. So yeah,
I actually got him confused with Peter Lawford all the time, but that's a tale for another time.
All right, so last release before we get to our pick of the week is from Leo Mark Studios, and this is Ouija Japan from 2021. Karen is an American housewife, such a Karen, living in Japan who desperately wants to fit in with her Japanese community until peer pressure forces her to play the Kokuri-san, the Japanese Ouija, with the other housewives, unwittingly disrespecting a local deity who sets them up to fight each other in a deadly battle royale. I mean, Japanese love their battle royales, right?
They do. It's like everything leads to one in these movies.
A mysterious app gets installed on their phones to aid them in their battle. It offers the women tools to fight each other, which they buy with credits. But they better be careful with their spending because when the credits run out, it's game over. Ouija Japan is a female-led action horror film combining two popular horror elements, the Ouija and the Japanese Battle Royale. Discover the Japanese Ouija, how it differs, what it does, how it works, and experience a Japanese twist on the genre. This one looks really cool. Yeah, this one looks cool. I definitely want to see this one. It looks really awesome.
It's funny. This is the one I have on my. I had 3 Ouija movies planned, for my chat objective, and this was one of them. So I'm after seeing this trailer, I'm going with this one.
I have not done that one yet either, so that might be my pick for that one as well. Yep.
Yeah. Cause what? Oh, I thought you did Ouija Shark. You didn't do that one?
Oh, you're right. I did Ouija Shark, but I could use that for. You could
use it for the 2021 one.
Well, you can shuffle these around. I've already done 2021, but sometimes like if I get done early, I'll go back because I'm trying to watch 31 movies. I'll go back and like one that had a double objective, I'll just break it up and make a single objective.
That's true. Yeah, and we never made a rule that you can't do it vice versa too. If you realize you've missed an objective, like I think Jeff Whitmire realized he had one and he missed it. And so I told him, I said, no, you can claim that one too. Yeah. So yeah, you can always go back if you forget that, if you saw one and you realize, oh shoot, it also claimed this.
Oh yeah.
There's no rule that says you can't add it.
No,
we're not like that strict.
I do all kinds of shuffling around because I like to do it with as minimum number of movies as possible. But then I also like to go back and try to fit it where my 31 exactly fit. It's almost like a big jigsaw puzzle. I like playing with the objectives as long as they count. It doesn't really matter how you do it. All right, so that brings us, Brian. You're going to take over our pick of the week. This is a pick of the week that we both agreed on, and I think you guys out there will probably agree on this one too.
Yes, and this is sorry, my thing did not want to scroll. Anyway, it's a 2-disc set. Well, I think it's 2 discs. It's 2 movies for sure. It's Demons 1 and Demons 2. And these are actually on my list for the horror challenge. They claim a couple of objectives, but what's good is they happen to both be on Shudder right now. So if you want to watch it first to see if you want the disc, you can go ahead and do that. But this is a solid disc set. So here it is. So regarded by horror fans the world over as 2 of the greatest Italian horror films ever made, Lamberto Bava's Demon films are not only major cinematic nightmare fuel, but also hugely entertaining splatterfests of the highest order. Synapse's 2013 Blu-ray remains 2 of their most popular releases, and now they're bringing these favorites to 4K, UHD, and remastered Blu-ray in brand new spectacular 4K restorations. These horrific splatter classics, produced by Dario Argento, Suspiria, really, they had to say that, have never looked or sounded better and are packed with hours of special features, making this the ultimate home video release of these horror favorites. And this is not cheap. I noticed that. I think they're like, but if you think about it, they're both 4K. I think it's like $42 on Amazon. Is not bad for 2 4K releases.
I'm getting this because these 2 movies are awesome. I've watched these. I've
actually never seen them, believe it or not.
I know I watched at least Demons 1 for a horror challenge a couple years ago, and I think I saw Demons 2 later just because I wanted to see the sequel, and they are really, really good. Like, this is a set I would not mind blowing $40 on in a heartbeat. I would definitely do it. This is a really, really cool set.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to get this set. there's a lot of stuff I bought this month. So, especially I ordered that Kolchak, the Night Stalker thing, and that was like $80, but that was well worth it. I had to have that one. So I don't know. I still haven't not sure if I'm going to get this or put it on a list for the holidays. It's not it's limited, but I don't think it's limited.
Ooh, wait a minute. I just saw the price on this thing. $80.
For what?
For
this?
Yes, $80.
No, I saw it for $42 on Amazon.
I'm on Amazon. It says $80 for the 4K Ultra HD Special Limited Edition. I think you were looking at the non 4K because the non 4K is $42, but the 4K $80. Ouch. I'm still putting it on the wish list though.
Well, I may just get the regular version because right now I don't have the 4K, so I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Either way, yeah, it might go on the wish list regardless. But anyway, so there's also descriptions here. So it says, Demons, a masked man offered tickets to a horror movie sneak preview at the mysterious Metropole Cinema. When a patron is scratched by a prop displayed in the theater lobby, she's transformed into a flesh-ripping demon. One by one, the audience members mutate into horrible creatures hell-bent on destroying the world. Can anyone escape this gory orgy of terror? In 1986's ambitious sequel, Demons 2, the apocalyptic terror continues. A televised horror film spells doom for the residents of a luxury high-rise apartment as demons are unleashed through the TV screen at a young girl's birthday party. Hint, hint, for some people that were talking about that on our social media. They might know what I mean there. As more residents are infected and transformed into bloodthirsty demons, a young couple fights to survive as they try to escape hell on Earth. So yeah, this is definitely, it's got to be the pick of the week, just because there's so many great things, and there's a ton of features here. So it's new 4K restorations, as we mentioned, of both Demons 1 and 2, from the original 35 millimeter camera negatives, a limited edition O card slipcover packaging featuring new artwork by Juan Jose Saldariaga and Chris McGibbon, reproduction of the original movie Ticket from Demons.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a special Team Demons 2 birthday party invitation. So there's like physical kind of extras on this, which is kind of cool, including fold-out poster of Demons artwork from Wes Ben Scoter, reversible cover art, region free. It's additional technical specs and content. But the 4K. So here's the more details of this, though. That was just all the fun stuff you get outside of the disc. So disc 1 is the 4K Demons. It has two versions of the film, full-length original cut, English and Italian, and the shorter U.S. version featuring alternate dubbing and sound effects. New audio commentary by critics Kat Ellinger and Heather Drain, co-hosts of the Hell's Bell podcast. Now, of course, we know we're well familiar with Kat Ellinger here, except it won't bring me. Oh, there we go. Won't bring her up. But she's grandfathered in, but when she teams up with others, she really brings the magic. And Heather Drain, actually, she has two things. She teams up with Kat for the Hell's Bells podcast, but she also has her own side gig, Tim, where she discusses careers that have faltered, and she calls it Down the Drain.
All right.
You knew that one was coming. I think Tim can pretty much anticipate the terrible descriptions I have here. So the audio commentary with director Lamberto Bava, SPFX artist Sergio Stivoletti, composer Claudio Simonetti, and actress Garetta. Or is it Garetta?
I don't know, but I like it either way.
Yeah, Garetta.
Garetta, go back 10,000 years.
I know, that's what I was thinking of. I'm surprised you didn't jump in faster on that one. It's also got produced by Dario Argento, a new visual essay by author and critic Michael McKenzie exploring the legendary filmmaker's career as a producer. Dario's Demon Days, interview with writer-producer Dario Argento. Defining an Era in Music, interview with Claudio Simonetti. Splatter Spaghetti Style, interview with longtime Argento collaborator Luigi Cozzi. Carnage.
Carnegie Hall.
I saw cinema and I'm thinking Carnegie. Carnage at the Cinema, Lamberto Bava and his splatter masterpiece. Dario and Demons, producing Monster Mayhem. Monstrous Memories, Luigi Cozzi on Demons. Profundo Jones, to critical perspective. Splatter Stunt Rock, interview with Ottaviano Dell'Acqua. Stivoletti Q&A at the 2019 UK Festival of Fantastic Films. That's kind of current there. Original Italian, English, international theatrical trailers, U.S. theatrical trailers. Now we're in the 4K Blu-ray Disc 2, which is Demons 2, and that's new audio commentary by film critic Travis Crawford. I think he's a new one,
he's new, yeah.
Yeah, so he before becoming a film critic, he's actually an up-and-coming country music superstar, Tim. I don't know if you knew
I
that.
did not know that.
Yeah, and some of his songs were Ribs and Beer, San Antonio Sunburn, and Rodeo Rhapsody.
I'll have to look him up sometime.
Yeah, I think he can find his album pretty much nowhere. Then he's got Bava da Bava, an interview with Luigi Cozzi on the history of Italian horror, creating Creature Carnage again, with interview with Sergio Stivoletti, Demonic Influences by Federico Zampiglione Speaks. Yeah, okay. These names today, I get the bad names now. The Demon's Generation, Roy Bava discusses a legacy in lacerations. Who's Roy Bava? Is he just another one of the Bava brothers? Or?
Yeah, he's a Bava.
He's a Bava. The New Blood of Italian Horror featuring Sergio Stivoletti. Screaming for sequel, The Delirious Legacy of Demons 2 with Lamberto Bava.
Another Bava.
A soundtrack for Splatter. What?
Another Bava.
Oh, yeah, Bava. Well, he was there. I think he was already mentioned. It's like Baba, like that mama, that like puppet. It says a soundtrack for Splatter, an interview with composer Simon Boswell. And Together and Apart, a new visual essay on the space and technology in Demons and Demons 2 by author and critic Alexandria Heller Nicholas. And of course, she's been around there. She's the saucy little minx, the Karen Black from Trilogy of Terror, or Miss Davis from Varsity Blues. She kind of looks like a meek school teacher, but has a naughty dark side. Hot for teacher.
Oh, you naughty Alexandra Heller Nicholas.
Yeah. And it's got the original Italian and English theatrical trailer. So that is a packed
I
set.
can see why they're charging $80 for that thing. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, because you think about it, usually those 4K sets are usually a standalone or like about $40.
Mm-hmm.
So, to get two of them with all this extra stuff, and it's, it's got those extra physical bonuses, which are always a plus. So
yeah. All right. Well, let's recap the week of October 19th. We had Old in 4K from 2021, Scream 4K 25th Anniversary Edition from 96, Silence of the Lambs 1991, their 4K edition from Kino Lorber, The Incredible Shrinking Man Criterion version from 1957, Night of the Bloody Apes / Doctor of Doom from 69, Frankenstein's Daughter from 1958, The Night House from 2020, Mad Love with Peter Lorre from 1935, Ouija Japan from 2021, and our pick of the week, Synapsis Demons 1 and 2 4K limited everything in the kitchen sink collector's edition of Demons 1 and 2. That's a really, really cool set. I'm kind of, oh man, I wish it wasn't $80, but that is a very cool set.
Well, I mean, keep an eye. You never know what kind of sales Amazon has. Although I heard their Black Friday sales are not, just with everything with the supply chain this year. Some of the, although it seems like Blu-rays are not affected, but like that may be. Could be a benefit because maybe that's what they have more of than anything, so that's why there'll be a lot of sales for Black Friday.
Yeah,
so
maybe
keep an eye out.
All right, well, let's turn our attention to the week of October 26th. A bunch of good releases this week. I did want to mention a few up front that we're not going to go into super great detail on because they're reissues. We had a From Dusk Till Dawn 4K reissue, a 31 Steelbook edition, a Summer of 84 4K edition, and a Frankenstein Day of the Beast reissue. Those were nothing new on those, which is why I only mentioned them here at the top. But if you were looking for 4K versions of those, there they are. It's kind of funny. It really is interesting that they're putting out all this media on 4K, and yet you go into Walmart or anywhere, and there's still DVDs everywhere. I mean, they're not even up to Blu-ray yet, and that you've got all these companies like releasing this 4K stuff, and I'm going, the stores, like the retail stores, aren't stocking this stuff.
Yeah, Best Buy does. Best Buy stocks 4K, but
yeah, but I don't.
That's
I mean,
and Target, I think too.
To some degree, yeah, but they still, it's mostly DVD though. When you go in there. Well,
I think in 4K people are gonna probably, the people that are really into the 4K stuff are gonna buy it online anyway and have it ordered.
Yeah. All right, so let's get right into it. The first one up here is one that I am dying to see because I love the original. This is from Sony Pictures, Don't Breathe 2 4K edition, of course from this year. Hiding out for years in an isolated cabin, the blind man has taken in and raised a young girl orphaned from a house fire. Their quiet existence is shattered when a group of kidnappers show up and take the girl, forcing the blind man to leave his safe haven to save her. This has a Dolby Atmos audio track, never before seen alternate ending, Friends and Filmmakers featurette, Bad Man, Slang is Back featurette, Designing Deception featurette, and audio commentaries with the filmmakers. So, Brian, I couldn't believe you
I still have to see the first one.
I cannot believe you have not seen the first one. I've seen it.
And I own it.
I've seen it.
I just didn't see it.
I think I've seen it like 3 times now. Because I watched it originally, and then I watched it with Olivia, and then I think I watched it again just for kicks. So,
yeah, no, I'll just have to buy the second one and then do a double feature of it. Speaking of watching a couple of movies here, or 5 in this case, the next one is by Sony Pictures. It's Underworld 5-film collection 4K, 2003 to 2016. I think I have the regular version of this already. Well, I think I have the 4-pack and then the 5th movie. But anyway, the Underworld 4K Blu-ray collection will include Underworld, both the original theatrical version and the extended cut, Underworld Evolution, Underworld Rise of the Lycans, Underworld Awakening, and Underworld Blood Wars, as well as hours of standard definition and high definition bonus content across all 5 films, including the Underworld Endless War animated shorts. This must-own gift set is a limited edition presented with a collectible outer slipcase. I know you're a big fan of that series, so you probably want this.
Yeah, this is a cool set, and Olivia really loves this series too. So
yeah, this has got a ton of features. Let's try and go through them really fast. So for the Underworld set, it's got the 4K Blu-ray, the theatrical and extended versions, alternate flashbacks, theatrical trailer, and then it's got the Blu-ray with it, which extended version of the film, director cast commentary, Fang verse fiction documentary, 7 featurettes, outtakes, storyboard comparisons, and the music video Worms of the Earth by Finch. Not Finch from American Pie, a different Finch. Next is Underworld Evolution. Of course, you got the 4K Blu-ray, theatrical trailer. Then you got the regular Blu-ray in here, which is director and filmmaker's commentary, the hybrid theory, and the war rages on. Then you have Bloodlines from script to screen, making monsters roar, building a saga, music and mayhem, music video, Her Portrait in Black by Atreyu, not Atreyu from Neverending Story, different Atreyu. Then you got Underworld Rise of the Lycans. It's got the 4K Blu-ray, Rise of the Lycans Inside the Castle Walls, with theatrical trailers. Then you have the Blu-ray version of that, so they double up on this. This is a lot of stuff here. Beyond the Castle Walls, picture-in-picture experience, filmmaker commentary, 3 featurettes, music video, Death Club by Wes Borland, Ren Holder remix by William Control featuring Matt Skiba, and more. Then you got Underworld Awakening, which has got the 4K Blu-ray, the featurette Underworld Endless War 3-part animated series with stereo, DTS, and HD, MA English audio. I don't know why they needed to add all that, but yeah, basically you get the 3-part animated series. Theatrical trailers. Then you get the Blu-ray, which has Cracking the Underworld, picture-in-picture experience, filmmaker's commentary, 5 featurettes, blooper reel, and more. And finally, you get the Underworld Blood Wars, which has the 4K Blu-ray franchise recap. That's a nice little feature. They don't really do that usually.
That's cool.
And theatrical trailers. Then you got the Blu-ray on there, which has Underworld Blood Wars, the official movie graphic novel, The Evolution of Selene, Building a Blood War, Old and New Blood, and The Evil Evolved. So that's, if you're a fan of that series, boy, you got everything you could want on there.
I honestly can't remember if I've seen the last one, the Blood Wars one. I don't think I have. I don't think I ever went and saw it.
Yeah, you didn't mention it if you did. So.
Yeah, so that's a set I would definitely like to revisit that whole series. And very well done on reading those extras, Brian. You really you zipped right through those.
I mean, there were so many.
Yeah.
I was like, and they're like very basic ones,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I gotta just get through these.
All right, next up we have Severin's Blood for Dracula 4K from my birth year, 1974. Paul Morrissey's moralistic take on modern values is a brash mixture of humor, horror, and sex, and a revelation to fans of the horror film. In Blood for Dracula, the infamous Count searches Italy for virgin blood. This looks like one of those movies that they always made back when I was born, where it was like kind of trashy sex horror things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one. So it is. Brian did point out here the YouTube trailer for this. Like all the dialogue is overshadowed by the music. I don't know how they mix.
Yeah, it's like you see them speaking, but you can't hear them because the music.
I
is
thought there
playing.
was something wrong with my speakers, and I was sitting there like adjusting stuff.
Well, you know what I thought it was? Well, I also thought it was like, because when I watch these trailers, sometimes you leave the window open from the trailer I just watched. I thought maybe that was playing.
Yeah, I did too, because it didn't look like it matched up, so I thought like I had sound on from another tab or something.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's what I thought too, but no, it's just a poor trailer.
So this has a 4K restoration of the film, CD disc, original motion picture soundtrack, composed, orchestrated, and conducted by Claudio Gizzi. Transhuman Flesh and Blood interview with director Paul Morrissey. Rubinia's Homecoming, interview and location visit with actress Stefania Cassini. Blood for Udo, interview with actor Udo Kier. Little Big Joe, interview with actor Joe D'Alessandro. Conversation with a Vampire, audio interview with actress Melina Vukotic. So that's an actual interview with a vampire. Bloodthirsty, interview with assistant director Paolo Pietrangeli. Black Cherry, interview with art director Gianni Giovannoni. The Blood of These Whores, interview with the Murderous Passions author Stephen Thrower. He is I'll let you read his description there, Brian.
Yeah, he's so he's not a film historian yet. He's still a scholar, apparently. He's not a historian. He was once a guest on Fowler and Pratt. How about that? Because of his catchy last name, he was assumed to be a star pitcher. He shattered those illusions, though, after posting a 2-16 record and an 8.74 ERA in his first 2 seasons of college baseball. So,
wow. Yeah.
Once again, thank you, Cody, for recording all these.
We haven't had him on in a while, I don't feel like. Or I think we did have him, and we missed him or something.
Yeah, I think he might have been on like 2 months ago, and we just kind of forgot that we had a backstory on him.
Well, if he'll step it up and become a real film historian, maybe he'll get mentioned more.
He's like that borderline. He's lucky. He's just lucky we paid him any mind.
Sad Romantic Dracula, interview with soundtrack composer Claudio Gizzi. The Roman Connection, interview with producer Andrew Brownsberg, and trailers.
Yeah. By the way, I heard there was one part he goes, "Someday we'll find it, the Roman Connection. The Giallos, the Udos, and..." No, I don't know what I'm even doing. It's not even a Giallo film. That's
why people are still afraid of the musical episode, Brian.
I know, because it might be things like that. But next one is from Shout Factory. Oh, there we go. Back to what we know well. Killer Party from 1986. It's April Fool's Day, Tim.
Yay.
It doesn't say Tim in there. I added that.
Oh, I could use this for my holiday objective.
You can. Yeah. Sorry. I got thrown off because I was going to say, and what I used, I went totally off topic there. But anyway, it's April Fool's Day, Tim, and the Sisters of Sigma Alpha Pi have found the perfect place to throw a party. The abandoned fraternity house where a guillotine pledge lost his head in a hazing gone slightly awry. Just slightly awry. A decapitation counts, I guess, on the college police report as slightly awry. I wonder what would make it fully awry.
I don't know. Decapitation is
also would it have to be multiple.
It's also an objective, by the way, so you get 2 for the price of 1 there.
It is, I know. So pay attention there, Jeff Whitmire. Looks kind of nuts, but I'm kind of checking this one out. I think I kind of want to see this one. This looks fun. There's got a some cool features on here. It's got new campus gentleman, an interview with actor Ralph Seymour, new head of the glass, interview with actress Sherry Willis Birch. Why is it head of the glass? Is that a typo?
No,
should it be class?
No, I'm wondering if I'm wondering if his head got chopped off in a window or something. It's
because it says actress Sherry Willis. I expected to say Sherry Willis Glass. I thought it was gonna be like us, like a pun.
Oh yeah, but no, I think there's.
So that's now we have to buy this disc just to find out what that feature is all about.
Yeah, I'm sure it makes sense if you watch the movie.
Yeah, New Fool's Night, an interview with writer Barney Cohen. New Racing to the Party, an interview with composer John Beal. New Unholy Diver, an interview with special makeup effects artist Gordon J. Smith. New Dressed to Possess. Dressed to Possess. Sorry. An interview with production designer Ruben Freed. New from Burbank, It Came. White Sister and Killer Party, an interview with White Sister members and Gary Brandon and Dennis Churchill Dries.
Nice. That one does look interesting.
I guess, what is that, a band?
Yeah. White Sister, yeah. Not to be confused with Twisted Sister.
No, not, which is awesome.
All right, this next one.
Snyder from Long
Oh,
Island.
yeah, I love Dee Snyder. All right, so this next one up is from Lionsgate. Megan is Missing from 2011. Inspired by actual events, director Michael K. Goy's harrowing cautionary drama tells the story of 2 typical teenage girls who vanished without a trace after being accosted by an internet predator. 14-year-old Megan Stewart and 13-year-old Amy Herman were best friends. Like most typical adolescents, they enjoyed chatting on the internet and partying with their friends. Then on January 14th, 2007, the unthinkable happened. Megan simply disappeared into thin air. Her friends and family searched frantically, but to no avail. 3 weeks later, Amy too went missing. To this day, neither of the girls has ever been found. The feature offers a disturbing glimpse into the events as they may have unfolded in the days leading up to Megan and Amy's disappearances. I watched this one, maybe a year ago. A very disturbing film.
Yeah, I still haven't seen this, but you just told me it was really disturbing.
Yeah, it's really it's rough in a way that you know that this stuff happens in real life, and that's why it's so terrifying. Not that there's that much horror on screen, although there is some disturbing stuff. But it's more just the knowledge that this stuff goes on, and it's got a really, it really packs a punch. It'll definitely stick in your mind for a while after you've watched it. You see it on a lot of these most disturbing horror films lists for good reason because of the subject matter. So this one has new Rachel Quinn, A Look Back at Megan is Missing. New Amber Perkins, Nikki Christie original audition tape. New barrel scene audition. New a tour of the locations for Megan is Missing. New selection of still photographs from the production. New original one sheet. New shooting script. New trailer. New blooper. Audio commentary with the cast and producers. Audio commentary with the writer-director. Deleted scene and Mark Kloss's statement about the film. This is not one I would buy because I do not want to see this movie again. I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I saw it, but it's not one I would be revisiting for any reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I want to watch it just because I haven't seen it, but
yeah,
I don't think I'll buy it though.
Yeah.
Next one is from Severin Films, our good buddies at Severin there, which gave us our great Christopher Lee set. And hopefully we'll release that Al Adams set again. We've been asking, but they have not been responsive. An Angel for Satan from 1966. Says, in the final film of her Italian Gothic period, the legendary Barbara Steele, Black Sunday, stars in one of the most startling erotic shockers of her entire career. This sounds like something Joe Bob would say, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Here's one of her startling erotic shockers from her entire career. Don't you think so, Darcy? Says, when a cursed statue is recovered from a villa's lake, a young heiress, Steele, will inflict a torment of depraved seduction and homicidal madness on the local village. Anthony Stephan, the night Evelyn came out of the grave, that's where he's from. Claudio Gora from Danger Diabolique. And Marina Berti from Night Train Murders co-star in a Euro horror classic featuring Steele in all her mid-60s glory. And then it's in parentheses, DV Drive-In. I guess maybe they said that.
Yeah.
They quoted it. It says, co-written and directed by Camillo Mastri and Sink. Crypto the Vampire, and scanned in 2K from the original negative, which both Italian and thought lost English tracks are on there, so that's pretty good. And it's recently discovered in a Rome vault.
Nice.
That's interesting. Yeah, I couldn't understand the dialogue, though, because it was, I guess, in the Italian, was the trailer I found, so I don't really know what's going on, but it's got some decent features. It's got a 2K restoration from the original camera negative. It's got a audio commentary with actress Barbara Steele, along with the fellow historian, one of our favorites, David Del Valle, which I think he's the one, right, that's on the full moon, right?
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of full moon specials on there. Anyway, he looks and sounds like Frankie Avalon. Used to do beach exploitation movies in the 60s. Still has Shatner hair and wears deep V-necks to let the Hasselhoff-like chest hair hang out. Still living his best beach blanket bingo life. Smooth with the ladies like Richard Dawson from Family Feud. And I think we're actually not that far off from it.
No, I don't think we are. I think we nailed that one.
When I saw him, I'm like, wow, we kind of accidentally got really close to what he's kind of like. So you can check it out for sure if you want to see. Check it out if you have the Full Moon app. There's like, I think he hosts like a show, right? Like he hosts a movie, kind of like a Joe Bob, but it's like a David Del Valle one.
Yeah.
It's like The Last Drive-In with David Del Valle. But he's on there. There's an audio commentary with Kat Lallinger, grandfathered in, right?
Yeah.
I think Kat. Yeah. Author of Daughters of Darkness. Devil Statue, interviews with actor Vasil Karis, I'm not sure. Barbara and Her Furs, the 1967 short film by Pierre Andro based on Venus and Furs, starring Barbara Steele with optional partial commentary by Steele. What is partial commentary? Is he like, so we filmed this and the other day, of course. And so that's what we got to that. I mean, what is a partial commentary?
I think maybe she just gave up halfway through.
Yeah,
which is pretty bad for a short film. She couldn't even get through the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's short. Like, how big could it be? I got to see this partial commentary. Anyway, trailer and extended trailer. It's got both. So it's got the partial trailer and the trailer.
Next up, this one was very close to my pick of the week. This is Arrow's release of Giallo Essentials from 1965 to 1977. Alongside the spaghetti western, the Giallo is one of the most famous Italian export genres. Films steeped in mystery and intrigue, delivered with stylized violence and unforgettable musical themes. The Possessed, 1965, And these are the movies that are in this set. There's 3 movies here. The Possessed masterfully combines noir, mystery, and giallo tropes in a proto-giallo based on one of Italy's most notorious crimes. It tells the story of a depressed novelist, Peter Baldwin, in search of his old flame, Verna Lisi, who has disappeared under suspicious circumstances, prompting an investigation that finds him plunged into a disturbing drama of familial secrets, perversion, madness, and murder. The Fifth Chord, 1971, boasts a complex Agatha Christie-esque plot of investigation into a series of brutal assaults. As the body count rises, whiskey-swilling journalist Andrea Bild, Franco Nero, finds himself under suspicion, making it all the more imperative he crack the case. The Pajama Girl case from 1978, inspired by a real-life case that baffles to this day, takes us to Australia, where former Inspector Timpson comes out of retirement to crack the case of a young woman found on the beach, shot in the head, burned to hide her identity, and dressed in distinctive yellow pajamas. In the first of a multi-volume series of Giallo Essentials, so this is just the first volume of upcoming ones, these films feature a raft of talent in front and behind the camera, with each film restored from the original camera negatives and presented with a range of contextualizing interviews and featurettes. So this looks like a really cool start of a new Arrow series. And there's a bunch of extras here. We got brand new 2K restorations of the 3 films, original Italian and English soundtracks, newly translated English subtitles, rigid box packaging with newly designed artwork by Adam Rabelais in a windowed Giallo Essentials Collection slipcover. Disc 1, The Possessed, has a new audio commentary by writer and critic Tim Lucas, who we mentioned before. Richard Dyer on The Possessed, a newly filmed video appreciation by the cultural critic and academic, and I think he's new, Brian.
He is, Richard Dyer. He's got, actually, so I had to look him up. It took a little while, but being a culture critic, he had some cultural experiments, such as a failed luxury music festival called Dyer Festival. He also, it's so bad. It did also wrote an excellent piece on exposing falsehoods in the movie industry entitled Dyer Pants on Fire.
I love how, Brian, the worse they are, the more it makes him laugh.
It is. It's
because they're so bad.
It's like I see it coming and I can like visualize the pre-cringe by everybody.
You realize we make these bad on purpose.
Yeah, of course.
Cat's Eye is an interview with the film's makeup artist Gianetto Di Rossi. 2 days a week, an interview with the film's award-winning assistant art director Dante Ferretti. The Legacy of the Bozzoni Brothers, an interview with actor-director Francisco Barilli, a close friend of Luigi and Camillo Bozzoni. Original trailers and reversible sleeve featuring originally and newly commissioned artwork by Sean Phillips. Disc 2, The Fifth Chord, has a new audio commentary by critic Travis Crawford, who is our up-and-coming country music superstar. Lines and Shadows, a new video essay on the film's use of architecture and space by critic Rachel Nisbet. Whiskey Gialore, a new video interview with author and critic Michael McKenzie. That's a new one, too.
Yeah. So he's actually, it's got Tim. He's right up our alley. He's like cut from the same cloth as us because he's an obvious fan of puns because he's hosted several shows from A to Mackenzie, and also the Morning Mackenzie. He also published a weekly online publication called The Mackenzine. So,
all right.
I think we insulted him worse than ever by saying he's cut from our cloth.
Really. That was like the worst thing we could have ever said. Yeah. Black Day for Nero, a new video interview with actor Franco Nero. The Rhythm Section, a new video interview with film editor Eugenio Alabiso. Rare, previously unseen deleted sequence restored from the original negative, original Italian and English theatrical trailers, image gallery, and a reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Haunt Love. Disc 3, The Pajama Girl Case, new audio commentary by Troy Howarth, author of So Deadly, So Perverse, 50 years of Italian Giallo films. And Troy Howarth, of course, is our posh Englishman. Yes. He has not teamed up with Nathaniel Thompson this time, so he does not turn into Statler and Waldorf.
No, not by himself.
New video interview with author and critic Michael McKenzie, who we just talked about, on the internationalism of the Giallo. New video interview with actor Howard Ross. New video interview with editor Alberto Tagliavia. Archival interview with composer Riz Ortolani. Image gallery, Italian theatrical trailer, and reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Chris Malbin. That's a big set there.
It is. Yeah, that could have been pick of the week too. I think it just I don't know. I think the ones that we picked. I mean, we have separate ones. I think they're both worthy, but we'll get to those shortly. Next one is another one by Severin. That's Beyond Darkness from 1990. It says, a priest and his family move into a new house without knowing that it was built over a place where 20 witches were burnt at the stake. You know, there really needs to be a new thing. You know how they have to have those clauses in the real estate contracts? You know probably, Tim, because you just you just was in the bought a house recently. They need to tell you what they built over. I think that has to be a very integral part of the contract.
Yeah.
Because it seems like every movie has these things where they're built over something, and that causes all these problems. But anyway, so it was built over where 20 witches were burnt to the stake. Soon the terror begins, with the house terrorizing its inhabitants with the elements that lie within the construction. For example, a possessed radio and a flying cleaver. So they give us some examples, Tim. It looked kind of interesting, actually, too. It's got an HD transfer, in original 1.66 to 1 aspect ratio. It's got here's Statler and Waldorf, audio commentary by genre experts Troy Howarth and Nathaniel Thompson. So they're back.
Yep.
They couldn't leave them alone too long.
No.
You know? Hammond and Hair Loss, an interview with composer Carlo Maria Cordio. Film Mirage Memories, an interview with Alessandra Lenzi, daughter of esteemed director Umberto Lenzi, and production executive at Film Mirage, I guess.
Film Mirage.
Okay. Film Mirage. Original trailer, it's got a reversible sleeve with alternate title, limited edition soft touch slipcase.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sensual.
And then a limited edition booklet notes by Chloe Lee Taylor.
Nice. Next up from AGFA AGFA. Boarding House.
American Genre Film Association.
Yeah, we looked that up one time. This is called Boarding House from 1982. A boarding house is reopened years after gruesome murders were committed there. Suddenly, the body count begins once more. This one looks like really low budget, super low budget. But
well, yeah, because it starts off with those like, warning. The movie theater company cannot be responsible. All that shenanigans, and then it just turns into a boob.
Yes, total boob.
Like everything is like every woman that comes on screen there's a boob.
Yeah,
pretty much. So this trailer is trying to tell you exactly what you're getting.
Which I still find so hilarious that YouTube doesn't catch these. I mean, you go look up trailers that have full nudity in them, and YouTube doesn't catch it.
Is it not against the YouTube? Do they not have a thing? Like, I know Instagram does.
Well, they usually age.
Twitter
yeah, they would age lock it behind it if they knew it, but I think they don't even realize that it's there. All right, so new 2K restoration of the theatrical cut completed from an original 35mm release print, original home video cut transferred from the 3/4-inch master tape, theatrical cut, partial commentary with Agfa and Bleeding Skulls.
There it is again.
Yeah.
The partial commentary.
Partial commentary.
What's going on?
And Bleeding Skulls, Joseph A. Ziamba, and friends. He just invited some friends over to do the commentary too.
Why not us?
I know. Why not? One day, Brian. Theatrical cut commentary with star Mariel McKinley and Sean King. 35mm theatrical trailer, home video trailers and TV spots. Psycho Killer, 1984.
Yeah, that's what I think of every time.
Previously unreleased alternate cut of Boarding House transferred from the 1-inch master. Sally and Jess, 1989, previously unreleased family film from the makers of Boarding House, preserved in 2K from the 16mm answer print. Sally and Jess commentary with Kalassu, John Wintergate, and Sean King. Sally and Jess on-set footage and music videos from Kalassu and John Wintergate. It's a lot of extras for that low-budget movie.
Yeah. Kind of looks interesting, though. It's teasing me to want to see it, but... next is Children of the Dam by Warner Archive. Warner Archive's always got some good stuff when they finally release it from the archive there. 1964, scientists discover that there are 6 children who each have an enormous intelligence. The children are flown to London to be studied, but they each escape their embassy and they gather in a church. I still need to see this one.
Yeah, I've seen it years and years ago, and I remember really liking it. But
yeah, I want to see this one.
It's what you always
trailer for. It's really
you
cool.
kind of always see you're kind of always aware of it if you've never seen the movie. You see it referenced.
Yeah, it's like one of those.
You see it referenced in other movies, and like they're watching it on TV or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Next up, before we get to our picks of the week, is another Warner Archive disc. This is Eye of the Devil from 1966. Workers employed at a French vineyard quietly follow old pagan rituals that call for the life of the marquee owner to save his crops during dry seasons. This one looks okay. I like movies from this time period, so I would definitely check this one out. No extras on this one. So, Brian, I'll let you take your pick of the week for October 26th.
Okay. So my pick of the week is definitely a classic, and that is Arrow's release of Deep Red in 4K from 1975. I love the Arrow release.
I'll tell you what, this might be one of my favorite Giallo films, period.
Yeah, this is such a good one. And so it's when a respected psychic is brutally murdered, her pianist neighbor teams up with a journalist to track down the killer. Of course, it's a very classic. I think I watched this for one of the horror challenges one year, I think.
Yeah.
Or I might have just watched it, but I'm pretty sure it was for a challenge. So this one's got a 4K Blu-ray limited edition content filled with tons of stuff here, and it's got the 4K restoration of both the original 127-minute Italian version and the 105-minute export version for the original negative by Arrow. So they did 2 4K restorations for this, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And they're both versions in Dolby Vision. Compatible. It says limited edition packaging with reversible sleeve, featuring originally and newly commissioned artwork by Obviously Creative. Illustrated collector's booklet featuring writing on the film by Alan Jones and Michael J. Coven, and a new essay by Rachel Nisbet. Fold-out double-sided poster featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Obviously Creative. 6 double-sided postcard-sized lobby card reproduction art cards. And that's just the basics here, but now here's disc 1, which is 4K Blu-ray Deep Red original version. It's restored original lossless mono Italian and English soundtracks, optional lossless 5.1 Italian soundtracks, English subtitles for the Italian soundtrack, optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing for the English soundtrack. It's got new audio commentary by our Statler and Waldorf there, Nathaniel Thompson and Troy Howarth. It's got archival audio commentary by our Argento expert, Thomas Rostock. I think he might be new, isn't he?
I think he is, yeah.
Yeah, and he really, I don't know much about him other than he's known around the biz there for his creative little gifts around Christmas, playfully known as Rostocking stuffers. So,
jeez.
Poor Cody. She's got a lot to do after this comes out. And it's also, here's the almost 3 hours of new interviews with members of the cast and crew, including co-writer-director Dario Argento, actors Maca Merrill, Gabriel Lavia, Jacopo Mariani, and Lino Capoliccio, Argento's original choice for the role of Marcus Daly. So it's not even the person that played it, the original version.
Wow.
That's cool. Production manager Angelo Iacono, composer Claudio Simonetti, and archival footage of actress Daria Nicolodi. Italian trailer. It's got an Arrow Video 2018 trailer. Image galleries. Then disc 2 is the 4K Deep Blu-ray Deep Red export version. So that's that other version we talked about. Restored original lossless mono English soundtrack, optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, archival introduction to the film by Claudio Simonetti of Goblin, Profondo Giallo, an archival visual essay by Michael McKenzie's back, featuring an in-depth appreciation of Deep Red, its themes, and its legacy. Archival interviews with Dario Argento, Dario Nicolodi, Claudio Simonetti, and longtime Argento collaborator Luigi Cozzi. And it's got the U.S. theatrical trailer. So that is a packed disc. One I may have to jump on and grab. I don't own it, and those Arrow sets are really
this one, I was actually putting it on the wish list as you were reading those, Brian, because that's one I definitely
I know, Tim, our wish list between me and Tim here during this year is just October's work, because like right now it's usually by this point we've already gotten those ones from the early months. But, like, now it's like, all this good stuff comes out, and we're like, oh, okay, we need this, we need this, we need this.
So, my pick of the week is one I picked because it truly is one that I will get. Like, I don't have this set yet, and it's been released in many different forms up to this point.
And that's the only reason why I did not pick it for my pick of the week, because I own it already in another version, and it's just, it's one of these ones that they re-release a lot.
Yeah, so I understand
a good version.
If some people would not see this as a pick of the week, but since I don't own it, this is the set I want to have. That is the Twilight Zone Complete series from 1959 to 1964. Now, Paramount has released these in single season sets, and the extras, as I understand it, the complete series will just have the same extras. This is more or less just a box set of all the seasons. So you're not getting anything new if you've been acquiring the single season sets. I don't have any of these, so this is my chance to jump in and finally get the full collection. This is all 156 episodes of Rod Serling's classic groundbreaking series, presented in pristine high definition in a spectacular Blu-ray box set. Also includes many hours of special bonus features, including rare unofficial pilot episode The Time Element, original unaired pilot version of Where Is Everybody with Rod Serling's network pitch, numerous audio commentaries and interviews, Rod Serling's audio lectures, promos for next week's show, radio dramas, sponsored billboards, isolated music scores, and so much more. See individual titles for more info. I did not bother going and listing those out. You can go look those up yourself, but if you have not had a chance to grab any of the Twilight Zone seasons yet, this is your chance to get the whole set in one swoop, and that's what I plan on doing. This is a set I've had my eye on in its various incarnations for years, and I just have never bit the bullet and grabbed it, so this is my chance.
Yeah, you know what? I just thought of something. I know we don't usually do this. It may be something we want to add. Maybe this was not the month to add it, especially with so many titles, but maybe in the future we should add... could probably maybe put the prices for these when we see them. Mm-hmm. Kind of an added thing, just what we find them on Amazon, or maybe just look up the lowest price it's available for. Because I was just like that boarding house, I found that it's $35 on Amazon, which is not terrible.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Special films. Maybe we'll add that to the feature. Let us know. Drop us a line on one of the socials or something if you think that'd be a fun thing. So kind of save you the research a bit.
All right, so let's recap the week of October 26th. We had Don't Breathe 2 from 2021, the Underworld 5 film collection in 4K, Blood for Dracula 4K from 74, Killer Party from 1986, Megan is Missing from 2011, An Angel for Satan 1966, Giallo Essentials from 65 to 77. That includes The Possessed, The Fifth Chord, and The Pajama Girl Case. Beyond Darkness from 1990, Boarding House from 1982, Children of the Damned from 64, Eye of the Devil from 1966. Brian's pick of the week, and I'm equally on board with this pick of the week. This is one I definitely want to pick up. Deep Red 4K edition from Arrow. That is a fabulous, fabulous disc.
Yeah, that's so tempting. I'm like, oh, I might just have to put it on my list.
And then my pick of the week, of course, was Paramount's The Twilight Zone Complete Series. Yet another reissue of this set, but you know what? I don't have it, so it's new to me. So that is one that's going on the old Christmas list.
Yeah, and I literally have the only Twilight Zone set I do not have right now is the second season of the Jordan Peele one, which I need to order. I think they don't really stock it; they basically make it per order kind of a thing for you. Like if you can order it on Amazon, it takes about a month. I think they press it for you or something. It's weird for something with the season 2, but I need to get that, and then I will basically have every Twilight Zone.
That's cool.
On home, because I even have those two sets on DVD that were rare from the 80s. Mm-hmm. Those were really hard to find at one point. I don't know if they're back out for sale. I know they went out of print for a while. But those 80s ones are really fun, so.
Yeah.
I got to go back to my Twilight Zone project. I forgot where I left off.
I know. I kind of left off in the middle, too, because I was kind of watching them along with you. But yeah.
We got to dig back and look. And then I also got to, once I get a hold of Amityville Death House somehow, then I can, because I keep seeing it on regular DVD for almost $20. I'm like, I don't want to spend $20 on that on DVD. If it was Blu-ray, it'd be one thing. Yeah. But I want to get it on DVD, so I'm trying to wait. I think I'm going to start up that project as soon as I get hold of that the Death House again. That's the one with Eric Roberts. Maybe I should have asked him. He's got a copy lying around. But and the worst part is I gotta go back. That means I gotta go back through Amityville Island eventually.
Oh my gosh!
And I tell you, those Amityville movies, they breed. They're every time you look, there's a new
one you're never gonna catch up. I don't think
it is. There's 6 this year alone. I think there's one is the Amityville, the witches, the Amityville Clown House.
Oh my gosh!
The Amityville Vibrator. There's some. Oh God, there's too many. I can't believe yet that has they still done one Amityville Ouija or something. They just need to put that together.
Amityville Ouija Shark.
Yeah, seriously.
I want to definitely get back to my Blu-ray project at some point. I kind of wait until I got the Civil Gore home theater all fixed up nicely, and then I'll really start diving into those box sets. And of course, I had to get past the horror movie challenge for this month, which just takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, and I'm stuck still. I haven't watched my Friday the 13th set. I've watched only the first movie discs. I was about to start on 2, and I didn't get to. I had to stop there too. It was too much.
It's too much to watch. Okay, guys, so we will see you back here next month for our Blu-ray releases for November. Start getting you geared up for the holiday shopping season. But I hope you enjoyed this our first 2-part dismemberment ever. I mean, that's how big a release month this was. So hope you got.
And that was with some, thank God, taking off, because we would have had 4 or 5 more, I think.
Yeah. We had a Maniac Cop trilogy in 4K that's coming out next month that got pushed. So I'm really looking forward to that one since I'm watching those for my horror challenge, and I really love those. So we'll see you back here next month, and we're off to record episode 201.